Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Spencer Allingham, and I'm the Regional Vice President at Conducive for Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. And I'm delighted to introduce you to our newest software release, Undelete 11. Now, if you have any questions as we go through, please, you're very welcome to use the Q&A box to send them to me, and I'll do my very best to answer all of them at the end. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just a lowly engineer, really, so there's really no such thing as a stupid question. So please, don't be shy. Feel free to use that Q&A box. Now, as I'm sure you all know, losing a file can be quite devastating. Well, at Conducive, we understand, and that's why we created Undelete, which has become the world's leading recycle bin for Windows file servers. With Undelete, you can recover lost or even saved over files in seconds, even if the files were deleted over the network. It's fast, easy, and a convenient first line of defense, allowing you and your users to get back to more productive work more quickly. You no longer need to spend ages searching through backups or, heaven forbid, tell a user they need to redo their work. In fact, we often hear from customers how Undelete saved the day again. Now, some of you may be thinking, goodness, I've never even heard of Conducive. Who are they? Well, we're actually a 38-year-old software company. I think the 12th oldest software company in the world that's still going strong today. And we originally started out as Diskkeeper. Some of you may be more familiar with Diskkeeper and may have actually used the Diskkeeper software in the past. It's also possible that some of you are using Diskkeeper today or its sister product, Velocity, which is our patented storage I/O reduction and RAM caching technology that makes Windows work better and applications run faster. Some of our software is OEM'd by some of the biggest players in the IT industry. And I'm sure you recognize the likes of Samsung, HP, Dell, and so on. We've actually sold over 100 million licenses worldwide and have a 90% footprint in the Fortune 500. So that's a little bit about us. Our Undelete software has also been available for many years and is itself used by thousands of organizations all around the world, from small companies to large enterprises, universities, government agencies, and so on. So anyway, that's enough about us. Let's talk a bit about why you might want to consider taking a closer look at Undelete 11. Now, I've been with Conducive for many years. Some of you probably already know me. And I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've been on a call with an Undelete customer and heard them say something like, oh, Undelete saved my bacon, or Undelete saved the day. And there are a number of situations that can occur that if you have Undelete proactively installed, well, it can make a whole world of difference. A user might accidentally delete a file and maybe they don't remember exactly what the file name was or what folder it was in, or they overwrote a file and now they need to get the earlier version back. And typically, when a user needs a file back, they probably need it back right now. And we hear a lot from folks who found us from searching the internet in a bit of a panic because they can't get a deleted file recovered, especially after what we call a zero-day delete, which is where a file was created and deleted since the last backup or snapshot was taken. And I'll talk more about how we can help with that in just a minute. Now, please don't get me wrong. Undelete is not designed to replace a good backup. You should still have good backups and snapshots as part of your disaster recovery plan, and you should test their effectiveness on a regular schedule. Undelete is designed to be your first go-to solution before having to rely on restoring from backup. It offers continuous data protection, and whereas backups are great for restoring entire data sets, Undelete is so much faster and more convenient to restore a single file or a group of files or folders in just a few clicks of the mouse, just like the Windows recycle bin. It really is easy and you can recover earlier versions and even see who deleted a file. Recovering a file from backup can be very time-consuming, especially when the user can't tell you enough information about the file that's been lost, such as its file name, where it was deleted from, when it was deleted, and so on. And I mentioned a moment ago zero-day deletions, where a file was created and deleted or overwritten since the last backup was taken and therefore isn't recoverable because it wasn't saved on the backup yet. Snapshots can have the same problem depending on the frequency that they're scheduled to occur. They certainly help, but don't fully eliminate the zero-day deletion risk and can be costly in terms of storage requirements. Now, you may be thinking, well, we have the Windows Recycle bin. Why would we need Undelete? Well, the short answer to that is that the Windows Recycle bin doesn't capture files that are deleted across the network. It also won't work with files deleted from the command prompt or from within some applications. The Windows Recycle bin is certainly better than nothing, but it falls short of being something that you can always rely on. So let's take a closer look at that. Let me show you what happens when a file is deleted from a network share from a user's workstation or laptop. So on the screen on the right is a file that's being shared on the network by a file server, and on the left is a user machine accessing that network shared folder and viewing the file. If the user deletes the file from the network share, it's actually deleted. It's not in the Windows Recycle bin on the file server or on the user's local machine. That file is gone. To get that file back, you'd have to stop what you're doing as an admin and try and find it on a backup, which can be quite a time-consuming nuisance. The user can't work until he gets his file back, and really it can be quite a disruption for both of you. And what if this was a zero-day delete? No one wants to tell a user they need to redo their work, but how else could you get the data back? Now, in the past, when I've been asked to sum up Undelete, I've often said, well, it's a bit like the Windows Recycle bin on steroids, or it's a bit like the old salvage file function, for those of you like me who are old enough to remember Novell. Anyone else been bashing keyboards for that long, or is it just me? So Undelete replaces the Windows Recycle bin with an enhanced recovery bin that offers complete file protection by being able to capture all file deletions regardless of how they occur. And that includes files deleted across the network, application file deletions, and even from the command prompt or from within PowerShell. Undelete has file versioning. So to give you an example, we have a customer who is a major clothing retailer, and they design all their own pieces. Their designers are constantly making changes to files and saving them, and often want to go back to an earlier version and undo a design change. Undelete 11 lets them do that because it allows for recovery of intermediate iterations of files. As another example, picture that high-level executive in your organization who's been working on an important PowerPoint presentation, or maybe a complex Excel spreadsheet for number crunching for a big presentation they have coming up, and then suddenly they panic because they accidentally saved over the data that they needed. Well, here is where you get to be the hero and come in and get those earlier versions back for them. And if you have some users who like to save directly to their local machines, even perhaps if you've told them that they shouldn't, you can even get them Undelete Professional so that they can recover those files for themselves. And in Undelete 11, file versioning has been expanded to include custom file types in addition to things like Microsoft Office files. So files such as AutoCAD or Photoshop files, PDF documents, and more. You can add the file types from the applications that you use the most and ensure that they have the added file versioning protection too. Another enhancement is that Undelete 11 now sports a familiar Windows File Explorer type interface, which makes finding deleted files easy for instant recovery. This includes drag and drop recovery of deleted files back to local volumes or folders. The Undelete interface also enables the system administrator to monitor file deletions, providing forensic information so that the sysadmin can easily see who deleted what and when. Now, this last point is also an important one. Undelete does have the capability to find those unknown deleted files with the extensive search feature. If you have the specifics of the file, well, great. You can search by name, location, date, owner, or by who deleted the file. But in case the user doesn't know the name of the file, or you don't have all those other specifics, you can use the wildcard search feature and search by just part of the file name, or even by a simple date range. So to give you an idea of just how quick, easy, and convenient Undelete is, let's take a look at that network file deletion scenario I showed you earlier. So first, the user opens the network share and deletes a bunch of files from the file server. And remember that these files don't go into the Windows recycle bin on either the user's machine or the file server. They are actually deleted. And this is the point at which probably your day is likely to become disrupted. But because Undelete is here to save the day, you can open it and see all of the files that were just deleted. They have been captured by Undelete and can now be recovered. Simply select Recover and choose where you want to restore them back to. In this case, we're just putting them back right where they were deleted from. And bam, there they are, all back. Easy as pie. No going to backups, just simply get back on with your day. So let me show you some of the additional features that are in Undelete 11. Emergency Undelete is definitely worth a mention. Whilst it's preferable to have Undelete proactively installed before a deletion takes place, even if it isn't, there's still a good chance you can recover files that were deleted before you got your hands on the Undelete software. And you'd be surprised how often this functionality is searched for on the internet. Undelete Server also comes with an Undelete client component, which you can distribute to key users, enabling them to undelete the files that they have access rights to from a server with Undelete installed. Now, if you have a situation where you actually want to delete a file and make sure it's almost impossible to recover, you can use the wipe free space or secure delete functions. Most sysadmins know that when a file is deleted in Windows, the location of the data is marked as available, but that the actual file data is still there until it gets overwritten, and that may not occur for some time. So to make sure that the data is really gone and really not easily recoverable, securely delete it. Undelete will overwrite the file data with several different character stamps, which is a technique developed by the American NSA and Department of Defense. Undelete 11 is now cloud ready. This means you can synchronize the recovery bin with OneDrive or one of the other popular cloud storage services. You can easily configure exclusion or inclusion lists to have Undelete only capture the file data that you really want to protect. The default exclusion list includes temporary files to prevent really the recovery bin from filling up with files that you probably never would want to recover, but you can always modify the lists to suit your particular needs. Recovery bin management is also available, and by default it automatically manages the size of the recovery bin so you don't have to, and this is also very configurable. You can have it purge older files when the recovery bin starts getting full to make room for files that were recently deleted, or you can purge files older than a certain number of days, retain files for a specific period of time, and so on. And you can have a dedicated recovery bin for all volumes in one place, or have separate ones on each drive. There's probably too many options really to go into here, but you get the idea. It's very, very configurable to suit what you want. And lastly, I'll touch on the remote installation and management. The Undelete Server Edition comes with the ability to remotely install or uninstall across the network to other Windows servers or users' workstations or laptops and so on. So here's a closer look at that Undelete 11 interface. I mentioned earlier that it's been intentionally designed to look and feel like the tabbed ribbon interface in Windows File Explorer that you and your users are already used to. Everyone who's seen the new interface so far really has only said good things about this and that it's an improvement over the previous version. And frankly, we couldn't be more delighted. We're really happy about the great feedback we've had on the new interface. And just to highlight a couple of those save-the-day experiences that other users have had, we've got a few success stories highlighted here for you. PC Test found the file versioning very helpful and said that Undelete was much better and faster than having to retrieve from backup. Marion County also finds it faster than going to backup, and Money Movers sums it up beautifully, I think, by simply stating that Undelete works. And I won't go through all of these as well, but I will just mention one, which is that Maricopa County Clerk of the Superior Court said that Undelete's ability to recover files had for them been crucial, and that the ability to provide the customer service with immediate results for them was great. Now, Undelete 11 Server is of course, installed on Windows servers. So that's Windows Server 2008, R2, and later. And the desktop client is installed on users' laptops, workstations, and maybe even VMs, and it allows users to recover files that they have the permissions to access from Windows servers that have Undelete installed. Undelete Professional also does that, but will in addition protect a user's locally stored files with their own local recovery bin. Now, for existing customers under active maintenance, well, you can download your Undelete Upgrade right now if you haven't already by logging into your customer portal at conducive.com/account. You can install Undelete 11 right over an existing copy of Undelete 10, and no reboot is required. Very quick, very simple. For those of you who have never tried Undelete, you can get a trial copy directly from our website. Best thing to do is to go to undelete.com. You can also purchase the software online there as well. The server version is about £530 or about 600 in euros, and it includes 10 client licenses. The professional version for laptops and workstations is about £60 or about 69 in euros. But there are discounts available for home, government, or academic use, and we also offer volume license discounts. So if you need to buy a larger number of licenses, just let us know and we can send you an indicative quotation that includes all the relevant discounts that are available to you. And please don't worry about trying to copy all of these links down right now. A copy of this presentation will be sent out to you all, so you'll get a copy of this slide very shortly. And if you need the software urgently, though, just simply go to undelete.com and you should be able to find everything you need from right there. So I hope this has been interesting. I'll just stop sharing here so I can see if any questions have come through, and if they have, I'll do my very best to answer them. Right, let's see here. So, does it require a reboot to install? Yeah, no, it does not. I mentioned that when upgrading, you don't have to reboot. The same is true if you're installing the trialware or the full version. No reboots are required. So, can you restore files deleted from the recovery bin? Actually, yes, you can, as long as they haven't been securely deleted. On upgrades from the previous version, does it save the previous files in the earlier version's recovery bin? Yes, it does. And in addition to that, it also saves your previous configuration settings. So someone says, does this work on ReFS? So that's the resilient file system. Now, currently Undelete is designed to work on NTFS, and if you're using the older FAT32 file system, maybe on USB sticks or memory cards or something like that, it will work fine with those. So we don't have it enabled for ReFS at the moment, but if we see more of a demand for that, then we'll certainly be happy to look at that. Now, someone says, does saving deleted files like in this way cause additional overhead? Good question. So actually, capturing a deletion and putting it into our recovery bin uses pretty much the same resources as normally deleting a file, which frankly is really very little. So no, you're not going to see much in the way of any additional overhead. Chances are you're not even going to notice it happening in the background. So I hope that answers that. Let's see if any other questions have come through. No, I don't think so. So hopefully I've done a reasonable job of explaining all of this. If any questions pop into your head after the session, you're very welcome to reach out to us directly. You'll find the Contact Us section on our website at conducive.com or undelete.com. And there we have full contact details for your specific region, whether it's Europe, Middle East and Africa, or North America, or Australasia. Just please reach out to us and let us have any questions you have, and we'll be more than happy to help. So finally, thank you very much, everybody, for giving me a little bit of your precious time today. I know time is always tight for system administrators, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, please do try a copy and see if it's something that's going to help you. Thanks, everyone. Have a very good rest of day.